Everyone says hi. Hi. Everyone says hi. He says hi. That's David Bowie. 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 David Bowie. Bowie. That's everyone says hi. Welcome back. How you doing? Oh, that bad, huh? Okay. Well, I'm not interested. Anyway, my name is Zach Harry, and I survived a monumental, catastrophic event in my life, the birth. Welcome to my vlog video, and in this space I have here, I talk about depression. I talk about how I went through the things that I went through, and offer some solace and maybe some clues as to how you can help yourself using all the things that I learnt along my way. I don't talk in a gloomy way because I want us to change our perspective. You know what I'm saying? Change our perspective and head out into the big wide world feeling confident with our emotions and who we are. Yes, indeed.
I sense something, a sense I've not felt since I last sensed something.
Yes, Darth Vader. What's his problem, eh? You'll be pleased to know I don't have bongos this week, so I'll be singing randomly throughout this episode. Everyone has sky, and the girl upstairs, everyone has sky, and the boy next door. Anyway, enough of that. I self-harmed, and I made plans for suicide. Yeah, I know, that's probably complete opposite to what I was just doing. But it's true, my dear viewer, my dear friend. I have survived this far. I'm now on my fifth phase of my fourth decade in the 21st movement of the sun. And -5, of course. But I'm still here. That's what I find difficult to comprehend. I've actually made it this far, folks. I mean, who'd have thunk it, man? Who'd have thunk it? The point is, excuse me, I need to consult my notes, otherwise I do tend to go off-piste, which is very funny, because I've never been skiing. The point is, I still think about all those things. I still think about those thoughts. It still comes into my head. But I don't use it now as a stick to beat myself with. I almost embraced it. It's like sort of embracing your darkness, your madness. And that's what I write about. That's what I talk about. That's what I do these videos for. That's what I do shows for. You see, by acknowledging this complete and utter nonsense that goes on in your mind, and the things that you're fed along the way, it kind of reduces its power over you. Oh, yes. You see, yes, I am mad, probably, because we're all mad to someone. And, I talk to myself. Yeah, I have thoughts that aren't very nice. Yeah, I also have thoughts that are really good. And You gotta. It's about finding the balance in the Force, young Skywalker. Yes, we can be weird, we can be stupid, but we can also change the world. So, and most things that change the world have come from people who thought some radical idea and were labelled, as we tend to label people in this world, as being completely nonsense. Anyway, this week I shall be opening up about worry, but don't worry about it. I'll be talking about that in a moment, and we also have a very special guest on this show, live in this studio. But first of all, question of the week. What makes you think that you are God? If you could please put your answers on the back of a torn-out advert from a 1980s Doctor Who weekly and send them to me, that would be marvellous. Or alternatively, you can just put them in the comments below. I always like responding to comments, and thank you, my dear friend, for putting comments on my blog where I post the vlog. and confusing, and also on YouTube, which is not so. So thank you. I'm very, very grateful and appreciative to all of you for your kind words that you've said in support of my random nonsense. Very much appreciated. Anyway, we are... This is a very exciting moment, folks. Very exciting. I have a guest live in the studio for you, in this studio that I have for you. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together. Well, you don't have to do that if you're holding a phone. Actually, it probably wouldn't work by watching this. But maybe in your mind, start clapping to welcome to the studio the renowned actor, Mr. Ben Whishaw. Ben, please come in. Hello, Ben. Lovely to see you. Lovely to see you. How are you today? Thank you so much for taking time to come in today. It's wonderful to have somebody who's been James Bond in the studio. You haven't been James Bond. Who are you then? Q? Who's Q? Q? Hugh, Parley McGrew, Cuthbert Dibble and Grubb? Q, wait. Q, you were in a queue? Mr. Whishaw, I do not understand you. What have you got for me there? Ladies and gentlemen, he's made me a marmalade sandwich. Isn't that nice? Thank you, Mr. Whishaw. Let me just open this marmalade sandwich up. Oh, you can hear the rustling, can't you? That rustling. It increases the anticipation. Let me just have a little bite of. Oh, look at the marmalade in there. First of all, the delicate note of the butter really sort of sang through the sourdough. It really sort of lent a lovely base for the Seville orange marmalade to burst forth. It shone through as it hit the back of the throat and the taste buds and the tongue. It was almost like a chorus of a Spanish aria singing down my throat, and it's delightful emotion. Mr. Whishaw, I can't thank you enough for such a delightful sandwich. Possibly the best sandwich I've ever had, if you could believe that. Indeed. Mr. Whishaw, it's been a pleasure having you in the studio today, and maybe one day you could be James Bond. I mean, I don't know. Maybe one day you could, but, till then, really, you're not really anything, are you? We'll be back after this message. Yeah, I don't believe him. Well, anyway, that was interesting, wasn't it? Now, what's next? Let me consult my notus operandi.
Mos Eisley Spaceport, you will never find a more wretched hive of scum and villainy. We must be cautious.
Of course, there's always Westminster, isn't there? That's one. Anyway, we're not talking about... Why do I keep saying anyway? Sorry, I tend to talk to myself. It stops the confusion. Wear sunscreen. We don't talk about politics on this show. We're wearing sunscreen. This is about worry. Don't worry about the future or worry. Thank you, Mr. Lerman, for this. Here's my quote from Mr. Lerman for you. Don't worry about the future or worry, and know that worrying is as effective as trying to solve an algebra equation by chewing bubblegum. The real troubles in your life are apt to be the things that never crossed your worried mind, the kind that blindsides you at 4 p.m. on some idle Tuesday afternoon. And this is very true. We cannot predict the future or change the past, because most of the time our predictions are based on what experience we've already had up until that point, and we think that they won't change at all. But everything changes. The whole everything is in random chaos. Really, the universe is made up of random chaos, and we are just a part of that, and our emotions are included in that. we think that we can predict how something will turn out, but what we're actually doing is just coming up with one of many random scenarios which may turn out like that. And this is part of the issue here is, folks, that sometimes you reflect, and the emotion that you're feeling inside is what you're going to get reflected back at you. If you imagine everything being a mirror, and so if, say, you're feeling angry at something because it's not going right, then you are going to start receiving that back at you. It happens, and it's true. It does happen. If you approach something with love and kindness, then you'll start to receive that. People will start to smile, and it'll be nice, and you'll get some help, or you'll get this, that, and the other. You see, Einstein said, this is the quote, it's another quote, the definition of stupid is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. And we seem to be in a world that repeats its own mistakes constantly. How many wars do we need to go through before we realise that actually it's a load of old crap? It doesn't mean anything to anybody. It doesn't mean anything to the universe, to the planet, to the plants, to the trees. It's just us pretending that there's a border somewhere. Nobody's got a border. It's like trying to sell land on the moon. Nobody owns the moon, so why are you buying land on it? And why are you trying to? It's just somebody trying to sell you something. It's crazy. And it's all about perspective, you see. Perspective. We all, let's put this as succinctly as I can, because I'm not very succinct at the best of times. We all see the world through our own perspective. We all see the world through our own vision. That is our dreamscape. The reality is all very different, but for all of us, we all see it very differently. So who's right and who's wrong? No one. We're all right if we're all right, but that doesn't mean that everybody else is wrong, because we're all seeing it from a different perspective. We're all catching the news from a different perspective. And this comes true in social media. This is where the reflection thing is actually being used against you, because you decide that you're interested in something and click on a video or whatever it's going to be. The algorithm picks that up and starts sending you the same information all the time. Same information. It's like the reflection's being governed. So if you can see it like that, maybe, and then start to think, I have a choice over how I react to this world. As Stoic philosophy teaches us, everyone has a choice how you react. And you can react to a situation very differently the next time, and maybe that situation will change. Get rid of the ego, man. Dump the ego on the blind side. And that is pretty much all I was going to say. We can't. There's certain things we can't control in this world, but we can live in this world, making ourselves happy, and it can be a happy world. Forget the news, man. The noise, the news, the media, the blibbly dibbly dee. It's just like stress levels. Red alert, red alert. See things for what they are. See through the cracks. Somewhere in the middle is the truth. And you have the intelligence and the instinct and the heart to see that. Reframe your thoughts. Anyway, here is some music. There it is. There's some music. Yes. Well. Shall we conclude question of the week before we finish? Well, I asked, why do you think that you are God? Well, I'll give you a simple answer. It's because some people believe, lots of people believe, that we are actually God. Because we are made of the stars and the universe. We are the atoms and the minerals. We're made of all the same things as the trees, same things as the planet, the same things as the universe, same things, all that stuff. We're all broken down into all these components. We are the same stuff. So we are the universe. We're all connected. We're all connected. So technically, if you're going to be technical about it, we could be a god. But it depends on your definition of God, of course, whether that God is a man in the sky or God is the universe itself, the energy. It could, whatever you like. Wow, I just time travelled into the future. That was weird, man. That was weird. Anyway, thank you for listening and watching. I very much appreciate it. Please like and subscribe if you like to this. Next time, I'll be spewing up about toxicity. Bet you can't wait, my little pompadours. Please head also to my podcast, Mark and Zach, The Outsiders podcast show, where we talk about general stuff about life and life direction and how it affects us being sensitive people in an insensitive world at times. This show will lead to the truth, and the truth is love and madness. This concludes our broadcast day. Click. Wow, I've spoken a lot.